Hi, welcome to AFTV. I got Marty with me. We've just beaten Wolves 2-0 here at the Emirates. A 2-0 win. The last fan went, How are you feeling after that performance?
I'm feeling amazing.
Good.
Football is back.
Yes.
Premier League football on a Saturday afternoon. It's like I've been in the cursed earth wondering it for months. I mean, the Euros for me just didn't quite hit the spot, and we're back at the Emirates on a Saturday afternoon. The sun is out and it's absolutely awesome. Listen, a 2-0 win is a clean sheet and 2 goals scored. Let's have it right. And okay, look, the performance was slightly rusty in places and it was a bit disjointed, and there were some times when Wolves had the ball and they were camped out in our half, in the first half and in the second half. And the points of the game for me where Mikel Arteta changed it, he hooked Zinchenko for Timber, and that completely changed the game. He got the second goal goes in. There were some outstanding saves made by Raya, a couple of world-class saves. That save that he goes the wrong way and claws it, that is such a hard save to make.
Is that the first save, like big save? I'm trying to wrap my brains of what massive saves Raya's. North London derby is a good one, but it's hard to think of ones he's made.
He's made some really big saves that really could, at big times. He made some in the Champions League. He's made big saves at big times. He made some against Munich, and that's what big players do at big moments. So for me, Kai Havertz popping up with that headed goal, we needed that goal. And what I love about Kai Havertz aerially, he wins most aerial duels, and if he ain't winning it, he will damn well make sure that the other player ain't winning it by getting involved, getting his arm up. And the amount of times that I saw that where he might not just get to it, but he put his arm in the way, he pushed the player, and that is so important. Winning that second ball, and then and then moving on throughout the pitch. And there was a number of times that happened, and Odegaard broke, or Saka got the ball, picked it up and broke. And what I really loved seeing today was that transition. Ben White, every single time I see this guy, he plays out of his skin. He's just such a skilled operator, and every time I watch him, I just think, what a phenomenal player. And this back line that we've got now, we're playing 4 centre backs. You look at Timber, any of those, and you could play, the only one you probably couldn't play as a centre back is Gabriel. But you probably could arguably play
Gabriel.
Gabriel Magalhaes at the back. He's a centre back. But what I'm saying is you could play Timber at centre back. They're versatile players. Ben White, you can play him at centre back. Calafiori, you can play him at left back, centre back. And that for me is what I love about what Mikel Arteta has done. He's bringing in players that are versatile players that can't just play in that other position. They can play in a multitude of positions, like this Mikel Merino we're talking about. He can play in the 8, the 6, the 10, and he can actually play in those positions. Calafiori, like I said, plays in a left back, centre back. I think for me, everyone's going on about, do we need a striker? For me, it's more of a forward player. And that forward player, personally for me, is Ollie Watkins. The reason why is because you can play him anywhere across the front three. Again, at the end of the game, where Declan Rice, it was a shame to see, I think for me, the disappointment, I hope Declan Rice's injury, it's just like a little knock, and it's not something that...
I think it's cramp. I hope it's cramp. I don't know, I hope it's cramp. It looked like cramp.
And it was just something, because Declan Rice usually plays the full... 90 minutes of every single game, regardless, and he comes off. But let's just hope it was that. But then this rotational stuff that he does, so he hooks him, and he doesn't bring on a midfielder to replace him. He brings on Jesus, and he drops Havertz back. And this is what is going to be key throughout the season. As we've seen in previous seasons, we've fallen short with not having the depth and the cover of quality in those positions. I think personally, Zinchenko's going to find himself in a situation very shortly where Timber's going to nail that spot down, and Calafiori's going to be going for it, and then he's going to find it very hard to get into the team. If you start against a Villa next week in that with that setup, with no disrespect, I think it could cost you, and I think there could be some goals. It could be a very different story. We go to Villa Park next week, but that is not an easy place to go, as we found out last season and when they came here. And we need to go there and get 3 points. Then we've got Brighton, not looking ahead too much. We've got Tottenham, we've got Man City, and today first and foremost, picking up the points against Wolves at home. I've seen Arsenal over the seasons. This first game of the season hasn't just been a clear-cut sort of, now it's like the expectations of we're winning. I remember first game of the season years ago when Villa came here and beat us 3-1. I remember, that we have had, the first game of the season hasn't always worked out well for us, and that's the truth. And then we've gone on. I remember remember in the 2001-2002 season, I think we lost again the first game of the home, and a few games later we lost I think 4-1 to Charlton at home, and that's how these games. So it's not, you know. We're in a position now where we're winning we have been in the last seasons winning a lot of games, and winning a lot of games, and you know, getting that under our belt so early on. We had a good pre-season, you know, players were on form, and we've brought it into this, and now you'd like to say that we're only going to click and get better and move forward.